The NBA Draft Combine is a hugely important event, namely because it's the chance for teams to really sit down and get to know who these players are.
We're able to interview players in a setting where we can really sit down with them for half an hour and get a little deeper. You don't get a chance to do that with them during the course of the season. Not all these guys are going to be able to come to Memphis and work out with us, and even when they do, they're in groups of 6. It's tough for us to get into this depth with each and every one of them. And then the 5-on-5 setting behind us, where we see them working with other prospects outside of their college team. Even when we have them into Memphis to work out, the ones that come, it'll be 3-on-3. This is one of the few settings where we can really see them in a 5-on-5 game, but not for their college team, so it's great for us that way.
How you guys doing? Good. That's good. There's a lot of y'all today. This is something crazy.
I'm blessed if one of these teams draft me in the first 10 picks or the next 20.
I think you could be the number one guy, or you'd like to be the number one guy. That's your goal, to be the number one guy.
Absolutely. I truly believe that I have the tools and the intangibles.
Teams spend hundreds of hours, travel all over the globe, scouting these guys as basketball players, but the Combine is the first chance that they have to really sit down and get to know who these players are as people.
When the teams talk to you, what kind of questions do they have for you as far as your game?
Just, what can I bring to a team, honestly? It's just finding out what my drive is.
And then more importantly, you get to kind of compare them measurably in terms of what is their wingspan, what is their weight, all of those things that kind of allow us to understand size and proportion.
And the test today where you're longer than everyone thought. Everyone's excited about that. Were you surprised that you came out that way?
No, I was short-arming it every time I did it back in the day.
The great thing about the Combine is everybody is here. All the decision makers, all the secondary decision makers, and we're all sitting in the same gym. We can sit down and talk about things. You play, what have you heard? I've heard this, you've heard that. And then you start to get a sense of where teams really want to be. After the draft lottery is set.
We're pretty pleased about 4. It was the most statistically likely outcome, so I can't sit here feeling sorry for ourselves or whatever, but we're all right with 4. I think we're going to end up getting a really good player.
That's about 80 pounds of wings.
BBQ Fest is hundreds of amateur grillers from around the world setting up tents on the Mississippi River. The Grizzlies have always had a big booth and a big presence there.
What's going on? You all right, bro? Oh, this is Rendezvous. Woo-hoo. It's a big event, huh?
It is. It's huge.
I seen it. How you doing? MarShon, nice to meet you.
I'd say BBQ Fest is a great representation of the South. The reason fans feel so comfortable walking up to the players, it's the same reason you're walking down the street. People make eye contact with you and they say hello to total strangers.
He's one of our season holders, been around forever.
MarShon, nice to meet you. Pleasure. I'm doing good. How you doing?
All right, man. It's a blessing, man. You married?
Yeah.
You got any kids?
Yep.
How many?
1.
You got a little boy, little girl?
I got a little boy.
Oh, how old is he?
My son, 4 months.
Oh.
Yeah.
Congratulations. If you told me, I could have dropped some Pampers on you.
I'm Dylan.
I know. I'm Cindy.
Cindy, nice to meet you.
Like she didn't know who you were.
I think when our players get to go down there, they see that you're one of us, you're a Memphian, and everybody kind of talks to everybody in Memphis.
No.
Littlest fan.
How old is she, he?
It's her. Yeah.
6.5 weeks? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
China, right?
Yeah, from China.
Tell me about China.
I loved it. I embraced the culture, but for most Americans, they struggle when they go over there. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the guys go over there, they just think it's just basketball.
Right.
Well, you got to definitely do more than basketball. You can't even talk to your teammates. They don't speak any English.
How long did you play over there?
3 years. I was there for 3 years, yeah. That's what it is, man. Life will take you some crazy places. I enjoyed myself, though. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
I was happy to be with Memphis, though.
And you did, you tore it up when you came here.
Yeah. Had to. I didn't want to go back.
Shoot, man.
Thank you.
Keep shooting. Is that what everybody says?
Yeah. What's going on?
We appreciate you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's all I want.
You're a great addition to the team,
Hey,
man.
thanks.
I think you're going to be amazing.
I hope so.
Welcome
Nice to
to
meet
the
you.
team. We
Thank
really
you,
love
man.
the impact that you had on the team.
Thank you, man.
During the
Thank you.
season. It was awesome.
I'm just so happy to be here, man.
Who do you want us to draft?
I don't know. I can't say it. I'm mic'd up. I'm mic'd up. I can't say.
The draft workouts, are key. It's the first time, as a coaching staff in particular, that we can get, up close and personal with these guys. Obviously, we watch a ton of film on them, but, to be able to get to a guy, to be able to touch a guy, to be able to give a guy instructions face to face and see how he responds.
You're playing this all the way through, right? So if you miss a shot, you can get an offensive rebound. The drill's not done until we score, the defense comes up with the ball.
We'll play some one-on-one, we'll play some 3-on-3 or 2-on-2. How willing is he to compete? Even in those situations, is it, about him showing his skill set, or is it about, whatever team that he's on in those moments winning a game? The primary focus for us is we want guys who want to win. And, those small things come out. You see the true competitive nature of guys, and you see what they're all about when they get in those settings. You want to see the small things, how good a shape is the guy in.
So you got 3 minutes, all right? So all we're doing is the length of the court. 1, 2, 3, 4. The number you're looking for is 24. Ready? Go!
How tough is the guy? We do some things that can become pretty difficult. Does he give in or does he fight through it?
What's the all-time franchise record? Is there one?
I would say they had some guy who did like 32 or something.
I think Steve Nash did 32 once in Boston, yeah.
Last year when we came in on draft night without a pick and were able to put deals together and pick up the 35th pick from Orlando and the 45th, I believe, from Houston. And we got Ivan Rabb and Dillon Brooks. And Dillon exceeded even our expectations. And Ivan clearly has a future in the NBA when you watch him play. And I read some analysis that said the draft stopped before then. The draft never really stops till at the earliest in the mid-40s. I mean, there's players that are, sometimes it goes dry in the 50s, late 40s. But go back and study past drafts. There's really quality players in the NBA selected all over the gamut of the 60-man draft. And I always tell players when they come in and for the workouts, it's sort of my disclosure speech about the draft. Don't freak out over this draft. Have fun with it. Don't sit around and wallow in the mock drafts all day, you and your family and friends. Oh, I'm up today, I was down yesterday. The draft is just a beauty pageant. The evaluators are right sometimes, they're wrong sometimes. And I always leave players with this. Go back to the 2001 draft. Whose career would you rather have? Kwame Brown, the first overall pick, or Tony Parker, who I believe was the last pick in the first round?